Hello and welcome back to my channel. I just got back from my best market ever and I thought that I could take you guys along for a little post-market cleanup video. So what I do after a market to get a fresh start on market prep for the next event, and also how I effectively take inventory, get my studio looking clean again, because obviously there's a huge mess around me right now. And I thought that might be interesting to you guys, so I will take you guys along and show you what I do after a market. Also, the last market, as I said, was my best market ever, so I definitely have a lot to do. So that is why I'm trying to get the cleanup done as quickly and effectively as possible, while also taking inventory, because I need to prep quite a lot for the next event that is coming up just the next weekend. So we definitely have a lot to do. And what I will be doing first, you can tell back there that some of my shelves are missing. That is because I took them to my market last weekend, and that was the first time I actually ever took these shelves to my market, and I had a setup completely with shelves and without any tables, which I ended up liking a lot. So it felt very professional, the whole booth setup. It kind of looked like a small store and I really loved that. But now that also means that I need to get the shelves set up again so that I can store away all of the other market props that I need for my setups, because everything is kind of scattered around here because the space for all of this stuff is back in those shelves. So let's set those up first. Okay, so the shelves I use are just the regular Ivar shelves from IKEA, but we've done a little thing to improve them so that you don't need any tools to set them up. So I have my little bag full of all of the parts that I need to set these shelves up, and I will show you just what we did to those shelves to make them easier to build. So we got these little winged screws that you can just screw into the shelving, because they have these crosses that you kind of have to fix to the shelves so that it doesn't wobble around. And usually these are screwed on, but with these winged screws you can actually put them on without any tools, so that is easy to set up at the venue without taking any extra tools or anything. So you just need to take those screws and you can screw them in by hand, which is what I will be doing now first. And just like that, the first shelf is almost set up again. So I will do that for the second shelf as well. And then we can start to put the shelves in and start putting away some more stuff.
Bad traffic ain't a waste of time. When you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? It might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make it right. This take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make it mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I'd never let you go. If I took you for a top-down drive, just you and me and an empty road, maybe I can make it cross your mind. Jump back in, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? Oh, it might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make it right. This take me back up and asking about me. If I tried though to take it all back, would you let me? Oh, it might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make it right. Just take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I never let you go. Oh, I wish I never let you go. Oh, I wish I never let you go.
Okay, so the first step is now done, and the studio is looking a lot cleaner. We have the shelves set up again, and all of the market stuff cleared up and stored away. And now, as you saw during the whole setup process, I unpacked all of the candles that I took back home, because the next step of my post-market cleanup is actually to take inventory in all of my product categories. For this market though, I only sold 3 of my wristlets, so I don't really need to take inventory on those. I think I will be good for the next market with the inventory I currently have, but I sold quite a lot of candles. I actually even ended up selling out of one of the fragrances, and I only have 1 candle left in 3 of my types of candles. So 2 of my regular shaped vessels and then my mushroom candles also ended up being quite the best seller. So I definitely have a lot to do in terms of candle inventory for next weekend's market. So that will be one of the focus things for next week, to make at least a couple of candles for every type of fragrance, because I really want to stock those up a little bit again. So what I do for taking inventory is I always take a picture on my phone of what the inventory looks like laid out like this, because then I can always go back and see what the inventory looked like. I also like to write it down and then plan out what I need to make for the next market. And then I will put them away into those shelves. That is where my candle inventory has its home. So let's do all of those steps. Okay, so as I said, a lot of my candle inventory ended up being more popular than what I thought it would be. So I actually ended up selling 9 of my mushroom candles and I only have 1 left. So I definitely want to make a couple of those for next week. Same with the cacti. I sold 6 of those and only have 4 left. So I want to make a couple of those. For the berry, velvet, and vanilla candle, this one was also super popular. I only have 2 little ones and 1 big one left. And I actually don't have this fragrance in stock anymore. So what I did last night is order some more of this fragrance, and actually also of the fragrance that I ended up completely selling out of, which is my Layali candle. So like the Arabian, more masculine type candle. That one was super popular. As I said, I sold completely out of it, so I ordered some more to restock that one. And then the other ones that were super popular were the lime basil candle, and then also my all-time bestseller, the pine trees and oranges candle. So both of these are always super popular, and I have more of that fragrance in stock. So I definitely can make a couple of those. Again, something that I think I will actually discontinue is my rhubarb and elderflower candle, because that one has been so slow since the beginning. I still have the original stock from those, and people just don't really gravitate towards it. Even though I think personally that it's a very nice fragrance, I of course want to make something that people actually like. So I think that I will start switching out this fragrance for another one. I actually ordered some new fragrance when I was ordering fragrances last night. So I will talk all about that and share more about that once the new fragrance arrives and we make some candles with it. Something else that I was thinking about, and I'm actually thinking about during this post-market cleanup, because I'm prepping what inventory I want to make for the next market, is something I realized that people gravitate towards the two-toned jars way more than towards the white ones. So I'm actually thinking if I should switch up my jars completely and have them all in this two-toned marble jar, or what I should do about that. I actually ordered some more pigments for the Jasmonite so I can try out a couple of new different marble colors. I got some white because this is actually not completely white, so this is kind of creamy. So we will see how the white looks. I also got black and then a red oxide color. So that is something that I definitely want to experiment with in the future, because I realized that people gravitate towards the marbled jars a lot more. And a couple people actually asked me if I had some fragrances that come in the white jars, in marbled jars as well. So that's definitely something to think about for the next events. And then I also have some fragrances that I don't really need to restock until next weekend. So first of all, I'm kind of sad about that. I launched my Peonies and Peaches candle for this market. I personally really like the smell. It's very soft, very light. It kind of smells perfect like for a bathroom, and it comes in this cute flower shaped jar. But I only sold one of those, so I still have 9 of those left. I'm not sure what it is about, if it's the fragrance or the jar, but for now I think I will just keep it in my inventory like it is, and we will see how it does in the future. And then 2 of my previous fragrances that did really well actually didn't do well at all this weekend. So the sandalwood candle usually does pretty well, but I only sold one small one of this fragrance this weekend. Same with the sweet violet and neroli candle. That is the same thing. I only sold one small jar of that one. So the good thing about that is that we don't need to restock that. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5. So the hearts I might restock a little bit. And then I don't think that the fragrances I ordered last night will arrive in time for next weekend's market. So we actually only have to remake 4 or 5 different types of candles, which is a good thing. So that actually seems more doable. So now I will put away all of the candles onto the shelves, and we will move on to taking some plushie inventory. So I have now taken out my plushie bin, and this is everything that we have left after the market. Actually, it looks a little more than I thought it would be, so that's a good thing. And the way I want to take my inventory today, I've actually never done that before, but if you have been to my channel before this market, you probably know I recently made myself this market prep planner so that I could track what inventory, so what plushies and also what colors I was making for the market and what I wanted to have. So I basically have everything written down that I had before the market, and what I have done now is I reprinted this market prep planner, and now I will go through all of the plushies and put in what I still have left over. So just mark all of the plushies that are still in the inventory so that I know what I'm starting from, and we know what to prep for the next event and what is still left over. So that is what I will do next. I also need to sort out all of the mini plushies because they're all in with the rest of the stuff since we were tearing down kind of chaotically yesterday. So I need to sort through them again because I like to keep the minis separated when my inventory gets fuller so that this bin still closes up and is easier to handle. But I actually think I need to get a new bin pretty soon because this one is kind of like on the verge of actually like breaking completely apart on this side of the handle, and I really don't want this box to actually break at a market and me dropping all of my inventory. So I guess I'm kind of living the life right now. So I really need to pick up a new one of these boxes pretty soon so that this is more stable again. It's also very uncomfortable to carry because it kind of like twists out like that all of the time, and that makes it kind of harder to carry usually. So yeah, that's something I really should do. But now I will be going through the inventory and marking off everything I still have left in stock. Okay, so we went through all of the inventory and I took track of it in my new market prep planner, and this is what it's looking like. So definitely a lot different than the first one. So the first one also is like super crumbled as well, but just look at the difference of these quantities. The first page is looking catastrophic. This is where a lot of my mini plushies are. So we now have 5 baby octos left, and before we had 40 of them. So just in general, this one is looking very empty, and this one was way fuller. So I definitely know just looking at it, and this is one of the things why I really like to use this market prep planner, is that I can see what it did super well. So I know that I completely sold out of V chains. I currently don't have any of those left. So that's definitely something I want to do. And mini chicks as well. I only have 2 left. So that is something I need to focus on. Baby octos, as I said. And just in general, mini items should be the focus of this week. But also, the other page is not looking better. So this is what we had before, and this is what we have left. So definitely a lot of plushies need to be made. Also, like down here is where I write down all of the plushies that I don't like keep track of in a way where I check off individual plushies, usually because that's bigger items. Before we had this amount of big items, and now we currently only have we basically currently only have the ballerina. That's a bigger item. We sold so many of the huge items that I was hoping that would last me for a couple of markets, but also that is a good thing. So I want to make at least one bigger item this week as well. So we definitely have quite a lot to do. I also have some big decisions to make for my candles, as I talked to you about a little bit before. We have some new fragrances coming. I need to decide on my jars and the future of those, what they will look like. We have to make a lot of jars. We have to pour a lot of candles, make a lot of plushies. So the work will not end anytime soon, but I'm actually super excited to get back into prepping for the next market. The last market honestly was such a positive experience. People were literally lining up to check out at my booth at several points throughout the 2 days. So that definitely gave me a huge boost of motivation, and I really enjoyed the market. So if you were at this market, thank you so much for coming out and supporting. But I definitely know that I have quite a lot to do in this week until the next market, and of course, I will take you guys along for that. So I really hope you enjoyed this kind of different type of video where I show you all of the behind the scenes that goes on after a market. And now I feel ready and organized, and I know exactly what to make until next weekend because we don't have a lot of time left. So I really want to use as much of the time that I can find this week and get as much prepped that I possibly can. So that is all that basically goes on behind the scenes after I market. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably be the market prep for the next market that is coming up. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end, and I will see you again next week. So until then, bye!